Now, why is the education considered so important in China? In China, the government maintains strict control over state affairs and population. Social mobility is limited as educational success is heavily dependent on academic performance rather than socioeconomic status, typically favoring the wealthy. The emphasis on standardized testing creates a competitive and educational environment that reinforces the existing social hierarchy, where the children of affluent individuals tend to benefit from superior educational opportunities. This system perpetuates inequality, ensuring the status quo remains intact, further dismissing social mobility. The government's focus on control and stability results in policies that restrict individual freedom and reinforce social stratification. Government interventions. The Chinese government intervened in the workforce and education during the 1949 to 1978 period through planned economy policies and state control. The government assigned jobs and determined the educational path for individuals, focusing on training them for state-designed industries to build the socialist economy. Education was perceived as a tool for societal development and economic growth during this era. Now compared to the 2000s, FYPs now focus on promoting innovation technology and skilled labor, which leads the government to adjust educational goals to meet future workforce needs. Recent FYPs emphasize STEM education and AI development, indicating the government's proactive approach to staying ahead in emerging industries. Is China's growth of the education system since 1949 to the 2000s. One key point to highlight is China's strategic approach to education, which has produced a skilled workforce and innovative thinkers in fields like artificial intelligence, engineering, and medicine. When comparing China and the US, it's worth examining how two nations' differing education systems contributed to their unique success. For example, compared to China in the recent 2000s, the US approach to AI engineering and medical tends to lean more towards research and innovation, while China's focus is more on practicality and appreciation. The US has made significant advancements in AI research and computer science education, with major tech companies leading the way. China, on the other hand, has seen rapid growth in AI applications, particularly in fields like facial recognition and natural language processing, often through government-backed companies like Huawei and Alibaba. This comparison offers valuable insights for countries looking to optimize their own education and work culture practices. As a student life. In China, high school students often face intense academic pressure due to the country's emphasis on competition and success. In many cases, these students begin preparing for college entrance exams as early as middle school, and tutoring culture is flourishing. Tiger parenting, which involves strict and demanding parenting style to push children for academic success, is also prevalent in China as well. In China, the high-pressure education system can have a significant impact on students' mental health and well-being. The intense pressure to succeed and excel academically, coupled with the fear of failure, can lead to severe stress. This pressure is further exacerbated by the belief that failure in the Gaokao exam will have a detrimental impact on the individual's future opportunities. Moreover, the immense pressure to perform and out-rival peers adds additional stress for students. This relentless academic pressure can result in anxiety, depression, and even psychological disorders. Now I'll be comparing both the US and China's job markets. China's job market is rapidly developing, with the tech, manufacturing, and e-commerce sectors dominating the scene. In major cities, government jobs are highly sought after, providing stability and purchase. In contrast, rural areas still rely heavily on agriculture, with many locals running their own businesses or working for small farms. Despite these regional differences, however, China's urban centers are witnessing remarkable growth, attracting both domestic and foreign talents looking for promising opportunities. Compared to the US, China's job market shows significant differences. China has a more state-led economy where the government shape the job market through policies and encourage certain industries. In contrast, the US market is more market-driven, with industries like healthcare and tech facing significant demand, although with growing concerns over the automation of various industries. Moreover, service industry jobs, nobility in retail and hospitality are vital, and trade and manufacturing jobs remain strong in places like Texas. Now to China's recent reforms. Recently, China has introduced two significant reforms to its education system. On July 2021, the ban on private tutoring. China banned after-school private tutoring, citing concerns that it creates too much academic pressure on students, and the ban on excessive homework in elementary schools. In February 2021, Beijing implemented a countrywide ban on mandatory homework for elementary school students. These recent developments reflect efforts to ease academic pressure on students and reduce educational inequality and financial strain on families. In the end, China's education system presents a unique but controversial model. The pressure to achieve academic excellence through relentless study and competition can lead to both remarkable success and significant challenges. By understanding the country's unique approach, we gain insights into the potential benefits and risks of the Chinese model. Not only is it crucial to consider these factors as China continues to shape its future and impact the world, but it's also important to take in the high levels of academic pressure and the intense competitiveness encouraged by Chinese educational system can have a negative impact on individuals' mental health and well-being. It's essential for policymakers to strike a balance between promoting academic success and ensuring the well-being of the population. That'll be all for today. Hope this video was educational and enjoyable to watch. I'll be logging off. Bye.